Hello and welcome to the Rootbound Crack. Today's video was brought to you by the lovely people over at Snapcaster, the app for scanning, tracking and managing your collection, as well as MTG Mintcard, one of the largest retailers for card games in Asia Pacific. My name is Nielsen, and today we will be playing a spicy one, I'd say. Earlier this week I wrote an article about Wild Growth Walker and all of its lovely I just cut one. all of the lovely applications for that in the new standard format, as it's really becoming one of the weirdly more popular cards in the format. And this is a new shell for it. I've not seen anyone try it in this red-green shell. The basis of this deck is to combine Wayward Sawtooth, a card we haven't really seen much of, but which importantly lets you play an additional land on each turn. This ability is not usually that good, since you're frequently going to run out of lands from your hand, so it doesn't really give you that much. But what if you're not limited by the amount of lands in your hands, but rather the amount of lands on the top of your library? And this is where Experimental Frenzy comes in. This card has already proved itself as being one of the major pillars of most of the red decks in the format, and a card that can generate a ridiculous amount of card advantage over the course of a game. Like, we've heard of people casting like 5-8 spells in a turn, just because of Experimental Frenzy, along with some mana generating cards. And so in this deck, what we try to do is to get around the downside of Experimental Frenzy, which is that the chain stops once you hit your second land, as you can only play one land each turn. So once there's a land on top of your library and you already played one for the turn, well then you can no longer play cards from the top. But with Wayward Sawtooth, well, you get just that extra land to play, which will not only let you dig deeper through your deck, but it also develops your mana base even more for further turns, so you can play even more spells. We also have a bunch of Explore creatures to go well with both the Wild Growth Walker and the Experimental Frenzy, as these will also help clear lands from the top, or let's say if there's a second Experimental Frenzy underneath the Explore creature, you get to just put that right in your graveyard, so you can continue playing actual relevant spells. And you also have Treasure Map, which is another card that works very well with Frenzy, as you can scry useless cards to the bottom. So this deck is basically built around Frenzy. But how do we win when we don't have the Frenzy, and what does the Sawtooth do for us in that case? Well, first of all, it's actually, with the addition of Siege Gang Commander, it's pretty easy to achieve the City's Blessing. As you can go turn 3 Sawtooth, play your 4th land, and on turn 5 play your 5th land and your Siege Gang Commander, which is just 4 permanents in one, and all of a sudden you'll have 5 creatures and 5 lands, and you'll just be able to attack with your 5/5 on turn 4, which is actually pretty powerful, especially since it also happens to ramp you and work well with other parts of your deck. So I think Siege Gang Commander is a very important card in this deck. Another card that we have, which is one that I really like in the current format, as this is a killer against black-green decks. Most of them have cut down on the Restless Contempts and play Eldership Born or Assassin's Trophy or Ravenous Chupacabra in large numbers, and the Phoenix doesn't really care about that. Especially also cards like Vivian Reed and Vraska, like they can't just tick down on the Phoenix and expect to live, since the Phoenix will just come right back. So this is a card I'm really excited to be playing alongside the Explorer package, and which is also a perfect home for this Wild Growth Walker, as the Experimental Frenzy helps you get to your Explore creatures, and the Explore creatures help your Frenzy. So there's this innate synergy here. We got some removal spells. I think Fight with Fire is a card that you can relatively often kick in this deck, since with the Explorers and the Frenzy and the Sawtooth, you're gonna have access to a lot of land drops. We also play 25 lands in this deck. One problem with this is that we don't have access to Stomping Ground, so our mana base is not gonna be as smooth as maybe the other decks in the format are, but we still hit the sources we need. We need 18 green and we need 16 red in order to play Jadelight Ranger and Rekindling Phoenix. And we do hit that with these Timber Gorges and Evolving Wilds. And actually, Evolving Wilds is not as embarrassing as it may look, because that's another card that works well with Frenzy, as it's another way to shuffle your library if the top card of your library is not what you want. If it's another useless land, for instance. For the sideboard, I'll just quickly go over. We just have some more removal spells. And importantly, we have Carnage Tyrant and Banefire, which are some real control killers. Especially Banefire, I think, is very good in this deck. I should probably have 3 here, but as you can see currently, I am limited by my amount of rares. it's worth noting that this deck I built not by buying anything except for the welcome pack, and just playing some draft and some sealed for a couple weeks. So you can actually, without spending much money, you can actually grind your way to a very decent constructed deck on Arena. And I think this is one of those decent ones, as the mana base is a lot cheaper than most other decks, since we don't have Shocklands here, and you already get a Rootbound Crack for free once you complete some quests. So you also end up getting a Siege Gang and a Jailer Ranger for free in the same way. So there's certainly some it's certainly not that hard to actually get to these decks if you just spend some amount of time playing. But yeah, let's let me add that Wildgrowth Walker back into the deck, and then we'll just get into the games. And I suspect this card is better on Arena than it is normally. For that exact reason. Yeah, see, like this is a spot where I'm thinking that it's just lack of experience with the program that makes my opponent time out there. Because presumably they just didn't want to attack with the goblin. Okay, so here. Okay, here we are for yet another match. And we're still playing the red-green Exploriment deck. As you can see here, Experimental Frenzy in a red-green shell. This hand's kind of slow, but we do have the Fight with Fire, which can help us catch up. And our top end is really good. Our mana is okay, that we can at least cast the Jailer Ranger. We can't cast Phoenix necessarily though. But I think I'm gonna keep this hand. This is the really mid-range type deck where you can't always expect to have that good hand. Second Fight with Fire is certainly not welcome. Or maybe it will be. I might just be able to kick it here. We get Highland Lake though. So I wonder if that's one of those is it Drake decks? Or a more multicolor deck. But it's probably a deck that has Crackling Drake or budget deck, since otherwise your mana requirements wouldn't really need you to play a tap land. This could also have been Izzet Guildgate. They're effectively the same card for most purposes. I did really good artwork on this Highland Lake. Wow. I've never actually studied that one. Also, drawing another forest there is certainly not ideal. But it's okay, we'll bounce back. If their control deck, like resolving this frenzy, is going to be Alpha Omega. And my plan is to try and bait out counterspells with my other cards. Or like wait until they resolve, like tap out for a Drake or Valstorak or something. And then play the frenzy. And presumably they can't deal with it. Maybe they can use not momentary blink of an eye. Oh, they could also be playing the 1000-Year Storm deck. That's certainly a thing that is a thing on Arena. Also, they're not total budget. Oh, Jailer Rangers are great though. And it doesn't even get countered. I'm very happy with that, since now I get to try and dig for my second red source here. They're gonna smartly shock it. No, not another forest. Path of Discovery. I think I'll just grave out that one. As I really need the second red. If I don't hit my second red next turn, I might just play out my Frenzy. Because again, it doesn't really matter if I have emptied my hand or not. I can also just Fight with Fire the Drake, since that's a very threatening card. Ooh, the Sawtooth. It's like, okay, so what happens next turn if I draw red source? I won't be able to play Sawtooth and Frenzy. Huh. But now I'd really like to play this Sawtooth before I play my Frenzy. I think I'll just clear this off. I think this is such a dangerous card that I'm okay spending my turn on this. I think maybe next turn. Yeah, they can play another Drake. I draw a land. I get to play Sawtooth and Fight with Fire. That's my code. Okay, so there was another land there. Because now we see the problem of playing tap lands. Like, if this had been a stomping ground, it would have been so much better. But still, like, if we draw another land here, we are in a spot where we get to kill the Crackling Drake and play Frenzy. Hopefully there's no counter magic, though. I wouldn't be too certain of that at this point. Well, that looks a lot more feasible that I can hit some counter magic. I definitely need to Fight with Fire this card. Like, that deck seems to be very much optimized to make it good. And yeah, they just surveilled another spell into the graveyard, so now we have this 5-power Drake, and they can even pitch some really radical idea to make it even better, but it did not. Okay. Jade Light Ranger. Okay, well, I think I'll just start off with a Fight with Fire, so that we don't get spell pierced. That works. That was very important. Now I can play Jade Ranger, and I think if I hit 2 lands and they don't respond to anything, I will actually get to... Okay, so another Sawtooth. I think Graveyard, since if that's just what I draw next turn, I won't get to do Sawtooth and Frenzy anyway. Okay, and I would rather just hit my land drops. So now we're at, what, 8? 9? Yeah, we're at 9 permanents. Yeah, which is why hitting 2 lands would have been the nut high. But still, like, I feel very confident about this spot. Now we have the setup for Frenzy to just go completely nuts. Which is exactly what I want to be. And I kind of want to just tap out for something, even if it's somewhat threatening. I'd rather just have that happen so I can play my Frenzy. Okay. Yeah, there's certainly full of cantrips this deck, so they probably also play Enigma Drake, so I had to guess. Shadow Course as well. Okay. Oh, okay, they're the Arclight Phoenix deck. So what does it say? At beginning of combat, so if you cast 3 or more instant sorcery spells this turn. Oh wow, that's how it works? I thought it had to be in the graveyard and then you have to cast spells, but no. It just works like this. That's really good. That's super cool, actually. Daylight, okay. But Ace plays so many cantrips as well. Shadow Course. Alright, well, I am certainly scared now. Do I play the land first? Or actually, I think I might play land, Phoenix, and Frenzy. Yeah, I kind of like that. It does limit the amount of stuff I can do this turn. Oh, yeah, I just lost a free Phoenix. I guess attack 4, 5 here. But I really wanted to have that Phoenix in play. To hopefully trade with their Phoenix. Even though, like, this card you can't really trade with. Because it's just gotta, like, the way that deck is manufactured, it can just come back every single turn. Yeah, it's a really cool deck, actually. The Arclight Phoenix deck. Ooh. That's a very giant Crackling Drake. Oh no. Yeah, this is certainly super scary. Oh, okay, we'll see how much I can do now, but I need to find an answer and I didn't. So now I actually just have to play out my Phoenix, and I'm probably dead to most things. So I have to just sacrifice my Frenzy here. There was a very uninspiring use of the Frenzy. As it didn't really do much. It basically just was 8 mana, draw 2 lands. Oh yeah, once they have Electromancer in play, that deck really supercharges since they have so many cantrips. That cost 2 mana. And they just need to fight what answer to the Phoenix, and I will die to this Cracking Drake, which is giant. Certainly need support in Vivian Reed. Also, the Death Scourge Scavenger is going to be very good at exiling these. And Lava Card is going to be premium, like just the best card. And there's Triple Bolts that deals 13 damage. Or 14 damage even. Yeah, well, that was very good. Okay, let's bought in Fight with Fire, certainly bought in the Lava Coils, and the Death Scourge Scavenger, and I think Vivian Reed too. Not 100% sure. The Rekilling Phoenix again has the problem of my opponent's just gonna have 4 Lava Coils. But yeah, what do I take out here? Maybe I just take out the Phoenixes. They do line up very well against Cracking Drake, but it seems like my opponent is gonna have such an easy time killing him. I think I'll cut Path of Discovery. Certainly want Treasure Map. How about Siege Gang Commander? Is that good? Yeah, it seems odd, but I don't think I want the Phoenixes here. I think I'll try one Vivian Reed though, especially when I want to play. I can just kill a Cracking Drake right away. But yeah, wow, that Arc-like Phoenix is so scary. And there's just no Magma Spray in Standard anymore. So like, that can certainly be a thing that's just a good deck. It's really hard, really hard to grind against this. And I think my main plan here is to have Wildgrowth Walker. Okay, I'm still gonna keep this hand. I really love the interaction between Treasure Map and Sawtooth. It's a little thing, it's very cute, but basically you just play turn 2 Treasure Map, turn 3 Sawtooth plus a land, and now you get to scry. And having the ability to both play a 3-drop and use your Treasure Map, like that's certainly not nothing. I'll just fetch this right away. So we don't have to. We can just like skip spread for everything. Thanks. Oh, maybe I should have bought out some Lightning Strikes. They're not actually. They kill Electromancer though, which I think is very important. The question is if I should just kill this one right away. Or if I can allow myself to just Sawtooth here. Next turn, if I draw a land, I get to play Sawtooth and Jade Ranger. I think I just need to kill off this Electromancer right away. Yeah, I should also have a stop my upkeep once I have Treasure Map in play. And I should have put that last turn. Oh no. So I get to play. Yeah, I get to play Sawtooth and Yellow Ranger if I leave it on top. How many permanents is that? That's 6, 7, 8. So it don't quite get to Ascent, but plus the probably will kill the Jade once it enters the battlefield. There'll be 9 permanents. So I think I'd rather just put this on the bottom and dig for stuff. However, I don't think I'll do this upkeep though. Since I want to have, if I draw another land, yeah, I want to have that option. Oh wait, I don't have the option. Why did I think I had that option to play both? Because like obviously I don't get to play 3 lands a turn. Yeah, yeah, this is only gonna be 2 and 4, so I can actually not do it. And I should have just done this and not my upkeep. Okay, well that was not great. I think now though I just better sort this out. And this is going to be able to attack next turn, because Treasure Map is also a very good way of generating permanence for Ascent. So. I'm just so scared of this Electromancer. Okay, so they just drew this Radical idea since they didn't cast it last time. Like, look how good this is. It just, like, doesn't even cry. When they get to onset with Electromancer, they're just almost for sure gonna get a free Phoenix. Like, what happens if they play the Shadow Chords here and just cuts another Phoenix? It's almost lose the game. You can also play some Mending Voice in this deck. Which you probably should. Oh, I guess you also get to surveil it in the graveyard. Okay, before it's my turn, I will try and scry for Lava Coil. Fight with fire. I can kill off the Electromancer. Is that good enough for me, though? Oh, actually, I can also just kick it, right? Like, not next turn, but a turn after. Maybe I can even kick it next turn. No, I can't. Since this will go up to... Yeah, I'll have 5 lands and 3 refreshers, so I can't kick it now. Okay, I think I'll leave this on top. I'm not scared. Let's play this here. Ooh. Yeah, Jailer Ranger and Sawtooth work very well together, since you just get to play out all the lands you hit. And now they need to deal with the Sawtooth, because I can just deal them 10 damage. They will know, though. They will know that there's a fight with fire on top, which is awkward. But maybe they just plan to have one counter spell. Let's see. I have 7, 8. Yeah, I only need to use 1 treasure to kick the fight with fire. And they only expect one of these fights. They don't expect the second one. Okay, but now we get hit by a second Phoenix as well, so that's certainly rough. Also, one thing I'm really scared of is if they have Expansion Explosion, you can just copy a kick fight with fire. Even though I spent 9 mana, the card still has converted mana cost 3. So you can just copy it, and the copy will deal 10 damage. So that is super scary. I think. Well, with it? No, I don't think so, right? I'm actually not sure. If you copy a fight with fire, if the copy will get to... Okay. Oh, they had to pass that to be the 3rd one. Okay, makes sense. But let's see here how they're gonna play this. Oh, well, now I just have to... Combat. Attack 5. Oh, that's pretty cool. Which turn is this, by the way? Is this my... I guess it's my turn 6, since there are 5 lands. They probably didn't miss a land drop. Well, turn 6, kick fight with fire. Yes, 10 damage to you. And go through the treasure animation, and the fight with fire animation. Yeah, that was cool. It did take a little bit of time to actually cast the card. That's how it goes. Alright, so that plan worked out well. Maybe we want Banefires as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, that would really... Like, Magma Spray would be so good in this matchup, but it's just not standard legal anymore, so you can't do it. Because I want a cheap answer to Electromancer. But I don't really have access to one, so... And Vivian Reed is like, it's only good against Crackling Drake, but not against the Phoenix. Seed Gang Commander is decent against Phoenix, though. And I think I'll just, like, resubmit this one as is. Also, the Scavenger isn't even that good against Background Phoenix. I've also seen this deck, like, pop up sometimes in the 5-0, so like, maybe this is a very real deck. I don't think this hand is real, though. If I had double green, I would keep it, but I don't know. Okay. That's not what I'm looking for. And now I'm mainly looking for, okay, let's see. Okay, that's 14. Mainly looking for explorer creatures or lava coils. And lightning strikes? Already got that. Okay, I can certainly dig that. Okay. That's fine. I think here I'll just lightning strike their face since I'm probably gonna have to play Frenzy now. The drake is so scary out of this deck, but we have a decent amount of answers to it. Yeah. Let's just start playing some stuff out of our library and see how it goes. Oh, I'm gonna have a stop my upkeep since I have lightning strike on top, so I can actually cast that in my upkeep in case they, let's say, play an electromancer now. Yeah. So good. Okay, so in my upkeep, so you're like, so I draw this siege gang. Okay, go to main. Oh, but I can't cast this since I don't have my land. Okay, oh, that's awkward. But I wouldn't have been able to cast the siege gang anyway. So yeah, this like ended up being better. It's really important to have a high land count when you play Frenzy, but also if you have a high land count, then like you might. It's really important to have lots of lands to play. Oh, I should have. Okay, Vivian read. Treasure map. Okay, let's scry this one to the bottom. Okay. Yeah, now we just lose the game. Yeah, and the Visit is also very good in this deck. Because like whenever they cast one of these radical ideas. Yeah, this is just over. Like they get to draw 2 cards, deal 2 damage. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty cool deck. I wonder if that deck is real. I could easily be real. And it certainly matches up very well against what I'm trying to do. Since I don't have that much removal, and even like removal does that well, and I'm not incredibly fast, so unless I kick a fight with fire on turn 6. I'm just gonna try and brand me out here. Probably not. I guess this was just the 3rd spell cast. I still have a radical idea. And another up. Yeah, they can almost just brand me out. I think they just lack one one more card draw spell. This radical idea is going to be 2 more damage. Ooh, if they find the 4th opt, or like a shock or something, they can just burn me out. No, this is the 4th opt. They have mismatching opts. Yeah, and here's the shock. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Didn't even need the combat phase. Yeah, when this deck untaps with the miss it, you just lose the game. Oh, that's very cool. Let's just jump into another match. Okay, so we're back again with another round of red-green Exploriments. We're currently 1-1. Winning against Mono Red, losing to Is it Phoenix? This hand, I have Wildguard Walker and I have an Explorer creature. We have not seen very much of that yet, so I'll certainly hope that this works out. against mono green. I wonder how this matchup goes. They can't kill the Wild Growth Walker, which is certainly an advantage for me. But they also kind of ignore it. Yeah, even if it gets one trigger, it's a puny 2/4. Ooh, yeah, that's exactly what I want to see. Jada Ranger here. As, you know, that means that the Wild Growth Walker is very soon going to be a 4/6, which is actually a very reasonable size. Just, well, my opponents are having none of it, but I will take my free basic land. I'll get a forest here. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the worst. I think I'll play Branch Walker here, and a treasure map. Ooh, yes please. Next time we just get to go Wild Growth Walker and Jade Ranger again. I'm definitely gonna trade as much as I can in this matchup, since I would like for the Galta to not be a thing. Let's cut. So I'm gonna trade for the Pell Collector if I'm allowed. Yes, I am. Hopefully we hit 2 spells with this Jade Ranger. I'm gonna cast my Walker first. This is a 4/3, I can just cleanly trade with the champion. No, we did not. Ooh. But I'm just gonna keep this on top and just keep the ball chain going. I might play out my frenzy next turn. Let me also have this in upkeep. So I have the option to scry my Branch Walker to the bottom if things change in a significant way. They have currently 7 power, so they can't. I can actually double block here, but I don't think so. Since this is going to be a 4/6, it just matches up perfectly. Yeah, Galta is a very big problem. They can cast Galta next time. Okay, I will just draw my primary folk here for some main. And I think... let's play. So now I've blocked off attacks here, except with the Thornlet. No, they don't only have the. Even if they hit a land, they can't activate it. I think I'll just play out my frenzy now. And yeah, no attacks. Yeah, so now I'm just trying to ride this frenzy to the town. In case they kill the frenzy, I'd like to have stop my upkeep so I can put this Evolving Wilds on the bottom. Harpooner. Yeah, that's not a very good card against this deck. Yeah, it seems like they don't have Galta. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so they're not gonna use my treasure map yet, since again it doesn't matter what I draw. Okay, main. So let's play Rootbound Crack. Let's Lightning Strike. I think the Lieutenant. So that one can actually buff to become buff. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we get to. They do make a 1/1, but I'd rather not have them be able to make this giant dude. Let's just tap 2 forwards for this one. Ooh. Ooh! Now we're rolling! Ah, man. I don't get to draw this one, though, so I think I'll just, like, put it in a graveyard. What am I looking for, though? I definitely want to like get the extra counter here since I don't care about drawing lands. But how would it matter if I had this on top or bottom? I guess it could matter. Since there could be a spot where I have a frenzy on top, and I have the option to just destroy my frenzy and play out the Sawtooth from my hand. So now I have a 6/8. Jeez. I didn't get to activate my map this turn, but it's okay. I won't complain. Yeah, that is scoop here. This is how I imagine the deck working. And didn't even have the Sawtooth in play. Obviously in that spot as well, if I had not made my land drop yet, or I had a Sawtooth so I would have an extra land drop, something like that, I would definitely just like clear away anything that isn't a land from the top. In that spot. Okay, so we want Fight with Fire, both lava coils. Did I add Fight with Fire? Okay. I think Path of Discovery is actually pretty good, because that's a way you just make Wildgrowth Walker a giant threat. So I think that's something we want. Siege Gang Commander is actually not very good, so I think I'll just cut both of them. Since it can't block the Steel Leaf Champion. The thing I'm most scared of here is Galta. And I don't really have much to do against it. I think I will cut a treasure map when I'm under draw. So I can't even like kick Fire to kill it. So Galta is the thing that I just have no answer to it. I'm just gonna have to accept that. I don't think I would like to board anything else here. We no longer have Blossoming Defense, so Fire is actually pretty good against the green deck. I mean, it was pretty good before as well. Yeah, the plan is to like just clear off things early, so that I'm just gonna keep his hand. Phoenix is amazing against the green deck as well. My plan is to clear off things early, so they can't cast an early Galta, and then like once they are in a spot where they can cast Galta, I hopefully have set up my engine, so I'm able to go over the top of it. Well, they just don't have anything to play. Or maybe they have multiple Pole Collectors. Nope, nothing. Well, we get to do the Wildgrowth Walker thing again, which is, and this is very exciting. Oh, we just get rammed straight into Phoenix here. Take action. So since I have my mountain, yeah, I would rather get a forest, so I can play a turn 4 Merfolk Branch Walker and Jedi Ranger. This is Steel Leaf, actually. Okay, Phoenix. Yeah, actually, like, even when this happens, I can just kill right away. Since their removal spell is assessed. Oh, we get to do the same thing again, guys. Oh. I'll play Phoenix here. Which should completely halt their attack, and then next time we just get to go Wildgrowth Walker Jedi Ranger. Yeah, this is a pretty lucky game. We have a Null High Ferrox. But the thing is, like, Null High Ferrox is not even that good, since I can just block it with Phoenix. I am super scared of the Calta though. Do I want Lightning Strike? I think not. Yeah, I think I'd much rather just hit my land drops here. It's like next turn I can do the thing again where I just go Branch Walker and Frenzy, for instance. Galta's 2 mana. Oh, they just don't attack at all. Oh, I'll take that. I wonder what they have in hand now. Okay, so having this Phoenix on top makes me think that maybe I shouldn't do Frenzy, since I can easily deal with their draw without Frenzy. I think I'll still play it though. Yeah, still no attacks. Because I wanna contest the Null High Ferrox. Like, we can get to a spot where we just build up our lands, and once we just hit enough land drops, we can just destroy our Frenzy and kick Fight with Fire. Which is the game plan here. Yeah, let's block. With 2 things. Yeah, this is why they couldn't attack with Ferrox last turn. Like, now maybe they have a trophy or something. But you also get to grow the Dark Collector, which is certainly not nothing. If they have some way to answer the feat. Ooh, Raska! That's pretty cool. But that has to just tick down on the Ash Token here. Raska is very good. Okay, here's a Lava Coil. And I'll use that on the Pellet Collector. fantastic. I get to bit Timber Gorge as well, and then I get to attack Walk of Walker on Raska. Oh, we don't get to draw the Path of Discovery. That's so sad. I could suicide this, which will guarantee that Raska gets killed. I think that's actually worth it. So now they're just gonna snap block the Ranger. But otherwise, I think if they jump here, and then they get to like make a token with Raska, and maybe they play Nullhawk Ferox, and I can't attack it anymore. Like that's, and then it gets to tick down and kill my Frenzy and kill my stuff. I think I'd really like to clear up Raska there. Okay. Oh, that's actually totally fine. Are they just gonna kill my Frenzy or not? Okay, they are gonna let me have the Frenzy. That's fine though. Maybe I should just kill the Brontodon. Because, like, enabling my hand here is pretty good. Nah, I think not. I think I'll just get the extra value. And remember, they can't see what's on top of my library. So they don't know that they would have to respond there, otherwise I get to do this. And see, here's the cute interaction where I just get to... Like, there's a French on top, which is a card I don't want. And I get to just put that in the graveyard. And then clear land from the top. Didn't trigger my Wild Growth Walkers infinitely. I think here, it's actually the same to shoot them or shoot the Brontodon. Since shooting the Brontodon allows me to attack with the Wild Growth Walker. Yeah, which is the same thing. So. Okay. Yes, so sadly, missed our land drop here though. Which is the good thing about Explore. It would be better for like this exact scenario with Frenzy if it just always just you had the choice of leaving a card on top of graveyard and you never drew it, even if it was a land. But I'm gonna attack here. And they're probably gonna jump and clear my Frenzy. No? Yeah, I think they just don't respect their Frenzy enough here. Like that's certainly something you should do. But I really like how this game showcased how much this deck can go over the top. Because they played some big guys, right? But that just didn't matter. Like, obviously my draw was pretty lucky, I think. But, I think that's also like, really good to just showcase what can this deck do when it draws super well. And when things line up right. Like, this is the ceiling of what we can do here. And actually we didn't even get to see the Sawtooth with Frenzy in play, which is the whole thing about the deck. We were still able to go 2-1 with without having that interaction come together. And we did see some Jedi Ranger plus Wild Growth Walker. Like, we did see some very big Wild Growth Walkers in these last two games here, and we did also get to see Frenzy do its thing, and we did get to see Fight with Fire Kicked, which was very exciting, and we did get to see us beat Mono Red by just the sheer power of being able to just turn around the game and put a lot of pressure on our opponent. So. So here we are, back for another day. As it happened yesterday, I played the very first match against Mono Red, and my opponent was taking a very long time on most of the decisions. I don't know if there was connectivity issues or if they were just doing a lot of assaults or they didn't know the client. Whatever it was, the match ended up taking way too long, and we would have to spend so much time cutting it up that we just decided to scrap it. And I'm gonna record another one for you today. So yeah, we did face Mono Red and did win. Mainly not actually due to the Wild Growth Walker package, but just as large part to the fact that the Sawtooth and Rekindling Phoenix and Siege Gang Commander have this ability to both stabilize the game quickly and also swing the game around, so you can win the game before they get to draw enough burn spells to finish you off. That was mostly what happened actually. And yeah, the Sawtooth was certainly was certainly a key player. But now we're back for another match here. Let's see how it goes. So this hand is a little bit gonky, but that seems to be the culprit of our hands at this point. And we do have a 2-drop in treasure map, and we do have our build around card, so I think I'll keep this one. Definitely hoping to hit another green source so I can play these Jade Rangers. All in all, I don't think this is a bad hand, but I obviously would have loved to have a lightning strike or something. Okay, so we can just green deck. I'll also lead on a forest. We'll see how that goes. Good. Oh, okay, so we're against black green, which is where hopefully a lot of how this build shines. Like Rekindling Phoenix is just incredible. Oh yeah, the upside version. So here, I can go treasure map or I can go Wild Gold Walker. Treasure map will allow me to just, in case I don't hit my land drop, I can try and scry for it. But that is pretty rough anyway, since I would have to, unless I do it in my upkeep, scry for the land, which I don't think I would do. I would have to, yeah, I would have to draw a card that isn't a land and then use this to scry, which wastes my turn. So I don't actually think, even though this is gonna help me hit my land drops further down the line, I think I'd rather just go for the high upside of just playing Wild Wolf Walker out now. Since it's a bad shape no matter what if we miss our land drop. There is the line where I go for treasure map and then in my upkeep I tap the mountain to scry 1. At which point if I then find the land, I can play the Wild Wolf Walker, and I'm kind of playing off curve by 1. And that might certainly be a reasonable line. But on the other hand, the upside of us hitting a forest or Woodbine Crack here is immense. Because we just get to play on curve the Jade Ranger. And go from there. Also, the Wild Wolf Walker also prevents us from taking damage from the first Branch Walker at least. Okay, so they're actually playing a list very similar to what I posted in my article. I think now we are gonna play the treasure map and then in the upkeep tap forest to scry so that we can hit a land and have lightning strike. They're essentially playing an upsun list instead of just the green-white that I suggested. So they do have the Wild Wolf Walker package, but you also have Ravenous Chupacabra. The reason I shied away from that is that I don't think the mana base is good enough to support Chupacabra with the white cards. Yeah, and here we have it. Alright, so I'm gonna, yes, my forest to do this in upkeep. We'll put this one on the bottom, and then just hope to draw land. Okay, there we go. So the plan worked out perfectly. Come on. Oh, not in my main phase yet. Yeah, that's what happens when you put a stop in your draw. When you put a stop here, it stops in both your upkeep and your draw step. So that is just some minor inconvenience. I'm just gonna do this right away. There's nothing that can happen that would change my decision there. I just need to remove damage from the board. So the question is now if I do it again in the upkeep, and I think I actually do. Put a stop here. Because I want to play out my Jade Ranger. Okay, so you're playing Knight of Autumn. That's something they're probably gonna play out to my treasure map, which is unfortunate. No wait, actually, maybe I don't do this now. Because I don't get much value from putting a counter on my treasure map now that I know they can just destroy it. And I can play my Jade Ranger anyway. So let's say that my top card is not a land, but the card underneath that is a land. That would be, if I use treasure map now, then I would be able to play my Jade Ranger. But I can also just play my Jade Ranger and then draw that land. But if the top 2 cards in my libraries are not lands, I'm just going to time walk myself by using the treasure map now. So I'm actually going to elect not to. Okay. And we hit anyway. So maybe I just play out the Phoenix now, actually. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Because the Phoenix will just hold any attacks. And hopefully they can't answer this. I think you can maybe just Chupacabra right and just attack through. And I'll take 7, which is, yeah, certainly not a good spot. Might even be a spot where I would have to... Where, yeah, I don't even know what I would have to do then.
Coming until it's too late.
At least Raska can't kill Phoenix in the same way that a Chupacabra can, so... They can, however, destroy my treasure map if they want to. But presumably they just want to start drawing cards with that Raska. And I don't really have the life cushion to try and pressure it.
Consider it done.
Okay, so actually I think that if they had a Chupacabra, they would have done that to kill the Phoenix and hit for 7 instead of playing Raska. At least I would have done that in that spot. Because at that point, it's almost impossible for us to defend this situation. I think I'm definitely playing JLR Ranger this turn. And I think I might attack with the Phoenix, because I don't think there's Chupacabra on my opponent's hand. So let's graveyard this, we need to hit land drops. Graveyard this one. So hopefully this JLR Ranger is gonna have the same effect, where it just prevents our opponent from attacking. If not, well then I'm in trouble. There's a Stani there. Yeah, that's gonna enable our opponents to attack anyway. Okay, well we'll just have to trade for the Bugle here. And I don't really know what I can draw now. Like Branchwalker into a land per turn. Path of Discovery is certainly not what we want. So we get to kill this, and then we can block here, and we take exactly 5. Okay, well I'm just gonna go for that line. This is what prevents most damage, and then maybe they'll play scared. And I'm just gonna switch to full control. So that now maybe they'll think that I have a Sheep and Fire or something. If I don't switch to full control, it's just gonna auto pass, and then they're gonna be very sure that I don't have anything. Okay, yeah, Fine Finality is very good in that deck as well. Which is, I think, an even better reason to splash back. Okay, well now it doesn't actually matter. Just now they can just attack straight through. Okay. And now we die. Okay, so in this matchup, Fiery Cannonade does not seem like it catches me up enough. Just to have a reasonable amount of 3 toughness creatures like Bugler and the Knight of Autumn. So, how do I catch up versus what my opponent is doing here? Because I don't even know if I want to change much. So, I think the Phoenix is incredible. Definitely. It's just very hard for my opponent to deal with it. They probably have some Conclave Tribunal or Ixalan's Binding or something post-board. I think maybe I want to broad in Bronzodon. It does get hit pretty badly by Chupacabra, but it also brick walls or trades with most of their creatures. So that's certainly something I could consider. I don't think Fight with Fire is necessarily that good. I definitely think they have enough creatures that I'm just going to have Lava Coil instead of Lightning Strike. In some numbers, so I can kill Tristani as well. Maybe I don't have Treasure Map actually, or Path of Discovery. Path of Discovery is really vulnerable to the Knight of Autumn, so maybe we just cut that one. And I can add 2 Bronzodons. And then maybe this is just all I sideboard. Actually, the Siege Gang Commander seems incredible, so I'm gonna have a 3rd one of those. And maybe shave on the treasure map as well. Okay. Well, this is my line now. Because like Fight with Fire is not necessarily that good as a removal spell, since my opponent doesn't really have beefy creatures, so it's rarely gonna be that important that it deals 5 damage. Actually, I think I should just have 3 Lightning Strike and 2 Lava Coil, or 3 and 2 in the other direction. Because I think cheap removal is better, as my opponent doesn't really play big creatures; they just play valuable small creatures, or small creatures that generate value. And at that point, big removal spells like Fight with Fire is really worthwhile. However, kicking it does seem very good. So, speaking of very good, this hand is exactly what we want to be doing. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have something similar. I do believe they also play White Wolf Ogre. At least, that would make sense in a deck that has Militia Bugler and the Explore creatures. And we certainly saw the advantage of splashing black in that deck, though I would think that sometimes we also see the disadvantage, as it's really hard to get to enough black sources for Chupacabra when you also want to at least attempt to play Nanowelf on turn 1, and also splash white. Like, you are asking a lot for your mana base, and it's not like this deck can play a ton of lands anyway. Well, they did manage to play Elena Alpha. Well, good thing we are gonna... They're probably not gonna be able to kill the Walgo Hawker before I at least get 2 triggers. So even if they Chupacabra right afterwards... Okay. So they are definitely playing Walgo Hawker, but actually it means the land drop, so I'm just gonna try and go as aggressive as I can here. Library and library. Let's play Phoenix next turn, it seems very good. Perfect curve out. So here, presumably they have a Merfolk Branch Walker. Hopefully they don't hit the land and play Jedi Ranger, because that would just put them right back into the game. So they did hit the land drop. Note that they are not going to be able to play Chupacabra next turn, no matter what happens, because, well, they don't have any black sources to play. Okay. And they did play the Jedi Ranger, so... Now I don't get to attack with my Micro Forker, and we kind of had this stalemate. But I am actually very nervous now, since I know that these 4 cards are all spells. And I have only 2 spells in my hand. So I can't attack with anything here, as the Wildgolf Walker will just jump over each other, and he can block the Jedi Ranger if I attack with that. So I'll just have to slam the Phoenix and just try and carry that 1-2 victory. And this is where I really hope that there is no Ixalan's Binding. By the way, this is also the reason that I don't play Nanowelf in my deck, since it's just really hard to get to enough sources to consistently play Nanowelf on turn 1, when I also want to play Rekindling Phoenix. The way you can do it is by playing lots of lands and District Guide, but at that point I'm just playing a ton of mana sources. I had a build before with 26 lands, 4 Nanowelf and 4 District Guide, which did have enough sources to that they could reasonably do both. But at that point you just had 34 mana sources essentially, and I instead went with the Explore plan. Okay. Well, now I'm gonna attack with Phoenix here, and probably not anything else. I think we library this one. I really want to hit a Experimental Frenzy. But now we basically just have a board state. The board stall with this Phoenix can attack every turn and hopefully not get answered by anything. So they didn't play Ixalan's Binding last turn, which makes me think they don't have it in hand. What tribunals are Phoenix going to play? Okay, so Oblivion Raid is not actually that good against Phoenix. It is, however, very good at
Would you like to see what's left of
advantage. And also, I'm... Oh,
no one said restoration was painless.
Well, I would assume that they would have wanted to take up to 6 loyalty, and at that point I'm forced to attack the Vivian, because if I attack my opponent, then they can just -3 Vivian and play Chupacabra. But instead they just give us the Phoenix animation once more. Okay, so let's try and look for Frank. I think Graveyard will that one. I don't really need that. I am at 35 life. However. And definitely this deck you just always play out your land drops. Oh, can this one attack actually? 6-8. They can block with Knight of Autumn, Jedi Ranger, and Wildgrowth Walker. Or like Nanowelf, Wildgrowth, and Knight of Autumn. Which I can kill 2 creatures no matter how it looks, so I'm definitely gonna send this one in as well. And if I get to kill the Wildgrowth Walker, I think that's pretty good. And even if I just end up trading for these 2, if they block with... Oh, they actually have to either send in, like, let me trade Wildgrowth Walker, or But yeah, they would have to block with Knight, Jailer Ranger, Wildwolf Walker. Oh, actually, this one can attack too. Wait, what? But these two should not be attacking Vivian, though. Yeah, this is a good attack. Because now, whenever you attack with... Like, both of these creatures, they can probably have somewhat good blocks by double blocking. But when you attack with both of them, they can't... You know, they don't have enough blockers to actually double block both of them profitably. So, this way, I get to... At least either get some damage in, or make their blocks slightly worse. And at 35 life, I feel very confident with just offering up this. I could even attack with a Jailer Ranger, honestly. But at that point, I'm just sacrificing my Jailer Ranger to either deal damage or make them jump block with NOL. Because if I check with Jailer Ranger, they have the clear block here, but that means that the Wildwolf Walker can't block anything else. So another reasonable line could be to just attack with everything. But one of my Jailer Rangers just came into play this turn, so that doesn't matter. So did you just double block my Sawtooth? Is that what happened? Okay. So yeah, I just get to kill both of them. And did them 6 damage.
I'm not losing.
And dies. Okay. Well, we're super far ahead on board right now. We lost our Sawtooth, so Frenzy is less of a good prospect. Raska, however, is very threatening. But the way it looks here, like now they don't have that many blockers left. Actually, do I just have lethal? I think I'm one short here. Do they block Walker here? Yeah, I am one short of lethal now. So that's unfortunate. I'll do this first just to have more info on what happens next turn. I do realize that also gives my opponent info, but presumably I'm not gonna make my opponent do anything that isn't forced. So one thing I can do here, which I think is a pretty smart attack, is to attack a Branch Walker on the Raska, and the rest on them. So at that point, they don't have the option to just block the Branch Walker, because then they'll take 11 damage. And they will have to just block the Jailer Ranger here, and they take 7, go to 4, and Raska dies. So I sacrifice my Jailer Ranger to get in... what, 7 damage, I guess? Because the alternative line is I only attack Phoenix on Raska. So let's say, am I in a position where I want to put my opponents to 4 life? Putting them to 4 is very good, I think. Since at that point they're forced to have a... they're forced to have an Explore creature. So yeah, I think I'm actually all about putting them to... I'm just gonna play this one out. So this one attacks Raska, and then... then Phoenix attacks here. Jailer Ranger attacks there. Yeah, it takes some time to actually choose your attackers on Arena. That's just how it is. So, all of these are at the opponent's base, and the Branch Walker is at Raska. I think I did my math right. Yeah. My opponent also did that math, so... Gotta put them to 4 life. Now, they need some flying blocker, or some way to get rid of Phoenix, or something. They do have 7 mana to work with now, which means that vastly increases the chances of being able to do multiple things. Such as, you know, Raska's Contempt the Phoenix and Chupacabra. But it is all about the Phoenix now. And even if they have an Explore creature, like a Branch Walker, well, then the Phoenix still threatens lethal to turn after, so... Okay, now they can actually play 2 Chupacabra. Instead you just play Finality. That doesn't do anything by itself. Since now the Phoenix will just come roaring back. And, yeah. Alright, so we did seems to have evened it up, and this game really showed the power of both the Wildwolf Walker and the Phoenix. Working well in tandem, actually, where the Walker just made sure that I couldn't die early, and the Phoenix made sure that, well, I just had a persistent attacker that they couldn't do. Didn't even need the Frenzy in this game, though the Frenzy would have been incredible as well, as you probably can imagine. Okay, so they have a bunch of Planeswalkers, which I'm gonna think a little bit about how I approach this. I think I want Lightning Strike for sure over another Lava Coil. I think maybe I don't want Fight with Fire, but if the game goes as long as it did this time, then having access to the Fight with Fire is actually pretty good. I could see myself cutting out a treasure map here, as yeah, it is vulnerable, and I might have less time to turtle around with stuff like this. It does match up pretty well with my Wayward Sawtooth. but it might just be off plan for what I want to do. I think I want my Wildgold Walker on all my Explorer creatures, and I think the Bronzodon is good, but maybe I'm wrong about the Bronzodon actually. And instead of this, I should just cut these two and add back the treasure map, and basically have very little sideboarding. Or I could have a second fight with fire. Because like this game we did get up to 9 lands. But in game 1 we didn't. Granted we did miss land drops and we got beaten down pretty quickly. I didn't see any Ixalan's Binding or Conclave Tribunal from them. Which is something I would have expected, and which would be a reason to have the Thrashing Bronzodon. So I'm not really sure, but I don't think I need a second treasure map post board. So maybe I just do like this. I have run Bronzodon and just go with this plan. Presumably once I played this deck more, and especially played the matchup more, if it becomes a... if this Abzan deck becomes a more popular thing, then yeah, I'll have more of an idea of how to sideboard. This hand is almost exactly what we want. I would definitely prefer to have a second forest so that we could play Jade Ranger, but I'm not going to complain about this. This is quite good. One note is that Experimental Frenzy does lose some value in this matchup, since my opponent has so many ways of dealing with it. And there is a chance, actually, that I'm supposed to just board out all my Frenzies and just become this red-green mid-range deck. So I have no treasure map, no Frenzy, and don't allow my opponent to use their Knight of Autumn and Vivian Reed and Raskas to kill my enchantments. Okay, well there's the second green source. We got that covered now. What I really want to draw here is a Sawtooth, because that can supercharge my Frenzy so much that I might even be able to gain value from it before my opponent has the opportunity to destroy it. That's what I really want to have happen. It's like, play Frenzy and then hit a land drop and a spell, and then even if they destroy it, I'm still up cards. So, I'm gonna wait a little bit with playing in here. Oh, I drew my own Wildgold Walker. I'm not gonna play it yet though. I am gonna Lightning Strike their Walker, but I'm gonna wait, I think. Okay. I'm gonna let this resolve. I just don't want to give them the info that the Wildgold Walker is gonna die when they decide what to do. Oh, also, here we see they don't have double green for Jade Ranger, so they could have easily had one in hand of those. Yeah, I think that's... could have easily had one of those in hand, and just not been able to play it because their mana base is just not up to the industry standard. I think I'm gonna play out a Wildgold Walker here. They plays right into the Chupacabra turn, but I can't know for sure if they have it, and I have a backup Wildgold Walker, and I'm not really into Lightning Striking a Bugler right now. Okay, so they don't have the Wildgold Walker, but they're just gonna play it, or they don't have the Chupacabra. They might find one though. Bugler is very good in that deck. Like when they're... ooh, Vanguard. That must be a sideboard card, I think. Maybe not. Okay, so Siege Gang Commander I think is pretty huge here. So that will definitely be my plan for next time. Okay, so they're just gonna destroy one Wildgold Walker. Short card to kill the Bugler, since I think that will change. I just don't want to take the extra damage now, and I want to use my mana and my cards, since they might get trapped in my hand with the Frenzy. And that might be wrong though, since the Frenzy can certainly have better targets later on, but yeah. I think the Siege Gang is gonna be quite good. Because there could be a scenario where I just don't use my... I just take my 2 damage, don't use my Lightning Strike. Play Experimental Frenzy, they deal with it, and then I get that Lightning Strike freed up, preferably on a board that has a more easy target, like the Raska that you use 2- to kill the Frenzy. But since I have the Commander anyway, like I can probably fill a similar role against the Vivian Reed, for instance. The Siege Gang Commander does have the ability to also burn Planeswalkers, I think, right? Any target, yeah. So here's the second Chupacabra. Let's see what it hits. Okay, it does hit the Siege Gang. I have no qualms with just trading off stuff for the Chupacabra. Okay, so here I think we play Branchwalker. again, I just want to build up as much of a mana base as I can before I play my my Frenzy. So the question is, which land drop do I play here? Wait, I can actually also just play out my Frenzy. I won't draw any cards from it, but I will force them to have an answer. Which they probably do. Huh. So that's pretty tricky. The best thing would be if I could have, like, play the Frenzy and have Evolving Wilds, so that I would get the minuscule amount of value of knowing what my top card is, so I know whether or not to fetch with Evolving Wilds. I could try and set that up by just playing Rootbound Crack now and then Evolving Wilds next turn. I think I'll just play out Frenzy now. Phoenix on top is very good news. So that even if they kill Frenzy, I get a Phoenix to show for it. And if they don't kill Frenzy, well, I mean, my Phoenix is burned, but it'll become live once they kill Frenzy. Here's Vivian.
The wild wasn't meant to be contained.
So I think actually here, I will just attack everything at Vivian. Just that way, I'm guaranteed to kill it. I do sacrifice some stuff here. So I lose a Branch Walker and 2 Goblins. But I don't care too much for that. Since my main game plan now is the Phoenix. They can also go double block on my Wild Wolf Walker if they want to do that. But presumably they just block like this.
I've seen squirrels hit harder.
I think this is a fair trade. Since I traded some small creatures for the advantage of, well, killing the Planeswalker, which is gonna presumably generate the more creatures. I do also lose a little bit of my defensive capabilities, so that's okay. So now it's actually okay that they hit 2 lands there, since now the Goblin can attack the Jedi Ranger. It doesn't become as much of a threat. Because I'm worried about them playing just another Chupacabra and killing off my Wild Wolf Walker. Opponent does get to clear a ton of lands from the top of the library, which is very good for them. So before it's my turn, I will fetch up a forest here. We have some very good draws in our deck now. Siege Gang would have been incredible. Second Wild Wolf Walker is certainly not nothing. Because it does help me defend while this Phoenix gets the job done in the air, just like last game. Also, note that this Advanced Vanguard, unless they can get rid of my Wild Wolf Walker, this Vanguard is not really accomplishing much. So Trostani is certainly a threat, and I think this means that I have to keep back Phoenix now. Because my opponent might have some good attacks now. They can't attack with a Jedi Ranger, I can just eat it with Wild Wolf Walker. But if they attack with everything else... yeah, that's certainly not great. I get to do some double blocking here. So I get to... yeah, in this trade I'll take 6 damage, so I will double block Wild Wolf Walker and Goblin on a Chupacabra, and I will block and I'll just block here to save 2 damage. I definitely want to keep my Walkers in play, because that means that any Explore creature I draw will have tons of value. I'll end up taking 6 damage here, and I definitely have to keep back my Phoenix now, there's no doubt about it. Any Explore creature will put me right back up to 23, or even more if it's a Jedi Ranger. So that would be one of the best draws. And obviously, Experimental Frenzy would also be an incredible draw, or not a Phoenix. Okay, so here's a Brontodon. It does actually block pretty well, so that's not the worst draw. I do have to keep everything back here. There's not going to be any attacking for me this time. Yeah, Raska's pretty tough.
My mission is more valuable than
yeah, definitely have to hope for Jedi Ranger, but depending on what they do, they might just kill my Wild Wolf Walker. which would be tough luck. I'm also not in a spot where I can just top deck a fight with fire. Let's see if they can attack with anything here. They might just go Alpha Strike. Well, probably not attack with the Stani, since I am just going to use that with a Phoenix. But no matter what they attack with, I'm going to eat it with Phoenix. This attack here, I'm going to eat Chupacabra, Bugler, and then block a 2-2. And then hopefully I still survive that. So eat Chupacabra. Bugler, block a 2-2, and I take 9 damage, go to 8. Yeah, well, this is my best block for sure. Just your J-Light Ranger. So I get to kill Raska. I think J-Light Ranger would let me kill Raska here. I'm always scared when that trigger goes on the stack, like, oh no, do I have anything that they can just get back? But that's not the case. So hopefully it goes. Okay, well that could be something good. Jade Light? Jade Light on top. Oh, we might be doing this. We get to clear land from the top. I'm just gonna put this in the graveyard. I think. Oh wait, maybe. Let me think. Because now I'm gonna go to 14 life. Can I attack Raska? Then if I do that, I can block. Jada is a 3-2. So I don't get to eat anything. But I can trade, block. This will be giant. So I can block these. I'm at 14 life. Yeah, I can totally attack Raska here. And I think I might just leave this on top. I can put it in the graveyard, and then I get the opportunity to hit a land drop. But I can also leave it on top, so in case they kill my Frenzy, I would get to... No, I think I actually put it in the graveyard. Since then, like, I probably get to hit a spell anyway. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think Merfolk Branchwalker is that good of a draw. Even if they kill my Frenzy here.
You'll pay for that big mistake.
Opponent has tons of good draws though. But also some bad ones. Not that many. The problem is that... Yeah, this is not a great draw. The problem is that they have 2 Chupacabras in the graveyard for fine finality. And that's a card I'm really scared of them drawing. That would just destroy me. So yeah, my basic reasoning for putting Branchwalker in the graveyard is that I'm most likely gonna hit a land drop anyway. Ah, that's drop! Is Sony with Trostani? Jeez. Okay, well, Frenzy, you need to do some work now. Don't think they can attack here, but next turn they can certainly attack. I only have 4 blockers, I'm at 14 life. So this represents 14 damage. So that's 16. So I need to have 7 blockers. Wow. Yet. Okay, well I'm happy they did that. Now I only need 6 blockers. Though they can probably find a Chupacabra or find Finality or something. And they are just gonna sacrifice Forge State for damage. I'm okay with that. I would hope they attack with Trostani, because then I'm definitely snapping off a double block on that one. Okay, that's not the case. So I am just gonna clear off some stuff here. Wouldn't I rather kill a lifelink token than a 2-3? I can go like this. And then this. This might be better. Okay. Well, I need to hit another Jade Ranger, I think. Okay, so here's the Lava Coil. That's a good start. I get to kill Tristani. And now I need to hit just one blocker. Oh no. Okay, but it might be scarier for them though. Just gonna go in full control again. Wait, can I? Gameplay? Hold full control. Yeah, shift plus control. Okay, now it's locked. My shift button just wasn't working. Oh wow, okay, so they just destroyed a creature, which means that it's no longer lethal. They could obviously hit a Chupacabra or find Finality or, like, Planeswalker or something. There's tons of things they can hit. But if I get another turn, it will just... I'll just start generating more and more value out of this Experimental Frenzy. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna live for another turn, I think, if my math is correct. Yeah, because I get to block 3 things, and then they have 5/1/1, so I go to 1 life. This attack is fine. I leave them with some... So definitely block here. Block here. Only fall to 3 life. But obviously my opponent also gets to sacrifice some stuff. Okay, so now I can switch out of full control, I think. Yeah, because I don't think I would destroy my own friend to be able to play Phoenix. That seems too greedy to me. Especially since, like, if something goes wrong, I can probably still do that. So I'm gonna do this. Why they played nothing? They didn't even sacrifice the creatures that were blocked. Okay, so this is not a great top deck, but... Here's Fight with Fire. Actually, maybe there was a spot where I should have sacrificed Frenzy to play Phoenix. No, actually I don't have enough then, if I do that. Because I'm at 3 life now. Now I'm gonna kill Isoni. And yeah, I will exactly die if they attack with anything. Okay, there's a Rootbound Crack. So we need a 2-drop here, preferably Merfolk Branchwalker. Needs to be that. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna switch to full control. Oh, I just realized I can actually brunt it on my own Frenzy. I guess that would not accomplish much. But that's a play I could do. Just if they attack with everything here, and I do have Lightning Strike on top of my library. That's pretty rough for them. Okay, but it do go for the full attack here. So yeah, I can make some blocks. We were very close to stabilizing this game. I'm just gonna scare them. Yeah, it was super close to restabilizing this game actually. Incredible. Yeah, oh well. another loss for the red-green guys. So I'm currently 2 and 2 in my constructed thing. That was very cool. I think this deck is quite exciting, and I would recommend you to try it out if you do have the cards for it. And I just got a card. What is it? It's a dinosaur. So yeah, it's the wrong one, but I'll take it. I'll take it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to check out the app Snapcaster for sure. Like it is. If you have giant pile of cards that you call your collection, and you don't really know what's what in it, and you don't really want to spend all the time sorting it, you can just use the app, and it will quickly just recognize the cards and just sort them for you in the app. So you just have always an overlook of what you have. You can use it to trade. It's perfect. And check out MTG Mint Card as well, which both the Snapcaster.com and MTGMintCard.com will have these articles and these videos. So remember to check back weekly for articles from both me and the rest of the pro team of Strong Danes. So yeah, see you around.